Hi, my name's Jen. I'm going to do a reading today for the energy of the collective. So this is for anyone watching at any time. So if you chance upon this in a month's time, it's still relevant to you. So time is linear. So there, this recorded today can still be relevant to you in a month's time. So this is a reading for the collective, for the highest, greatest good and soul purpose, whatever needs to come through today. So as a general collective reading, take what resonates and leave the rest. So I'm just pulling a few cards out here. Okay, all right. So what I'm picking up on is so we've got the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Now we're saying that the Queen is a feminine energy, but if you're a male and you're listening to this, there's no such thing as gender here. This is the energy around you. So with this card, it's telling me that you're lacking a self-confidence. You have such potential around you. There's a spark that is within you, but something's going on that's making you step back a little bit. So you're not stepping into your full power yet. But your potential is unlimited. I feel like there's a certain feeling of exhaustion and actually wanting to give up at this point. It's like I keep giving and trying and working really hard, and I'm not seeing anything in return. So feeling very overwhelmed at the moment. Your boundaries might be a little bit off. You may be allowing people to enter your energy field. So you might be feeling a lot of other people's energies. There's a lot of ungrounded energy around this. It does tell me that there's a conflict happening as well. So this is something that, for me, there's a conflict with other people. No one's seeing eye to eye. No one's getting on. Now this, for me, is very... So for me, this is telling me that you have an opportunity to step up, to be that leader type energy, to, it's very entrepreneurial, it's very creative type energy, but there's such a block around that. And it feels like there's people within your circle that are trying to pull you back on this. It's like there's a bit of an internal block, like I don't trust in myself, I don't believe I can do this. But there's also a block around the energy of the people that you have allowed within your circle. Even people that, maybe you've lost contact with, or you've purposely broke contact with. Even though you're not seeing them physically, energetically, it still feels like they're affecting your ability to be your true self. I think a lot of people watching this are dimming their lights out of fear of failure. It's almost like the energy is very much about limiting self-belief and allowing the people around you to kind of bring you down a little bit, and they're not lifting you up, they're actually pulling you down. So it's very careful and just being aware that this energy is around you, and it's not helping you achieve what you want to achieve. It's very business minded, very entrepreneurial type, creative energy, that or stepping up in your industry, or as yourself as well. It doesn't have to just be career related. It can be stepping up into your true power, into your true self, and having the boundaries around you. The moon in the reverse is another card that's come up, and it's very much about not being able to stay as we are, not being able to stay in this lower type frequency. We're trying to build ourselves up, and we're trying to make change in our life. And this moon reverse is saying that clarity is starting to arrive for you, and the past and the way things are or used to be, it's actually not there for you anymore. It's not available for you. So we need to start to move out of that feeling of feeling like we're stuck. We're releasing fear here. We're letting go of the what ifs and the maybes, and all that talk, that inner talk, which I feel like has been going on a lot for you guys. A lot of inner talk that's really stopping you from achieving so much. Let's pull a couple more. Okay, so the energy's changing here. Okay, so it's talking about juggling. So we're juggling a lot of different areas of our life, but it's actually saying you're doing quite well at that. It feels like for a lot of us, we're getting our things in order. We're multitasking, we're able to make decisions. Although sometimes the decision is something that we're weighing up and we're still undecided on, but we're weighing up the pros and the cons of making that decision. The Eight of Pentacles is the card that stands out the most for me within this whole reading, because it's talking about learning something new. Now, this is very much about career and development, so self-development as well. So the Eight of Pentacles are about focus. It's called the Apprentice card. So it's a time in our life where we need to focus our energy and funnel it into something that brings us joy and something that brings us success. And success can look lots of different ways for lots of different people. So it's not a pigeonhole. We're not saying your career. We're saying, we need to be able to devote ourselves to the next step, to the path ahead, where we want to be able to give our all to our passion. And the beautiful thing about this card is that we will be able to expand our knowledge, whether it's in career, whether it's in relationships, or whether it's within ourselves. It is a very successful card. It is heavily involved in learning a new skill, studying, a new career path. So lots of beautiful things coming up here with this Eight of Pentacles. Off the back of that Queen of Wands, even though she was in the reversed, it's like we need to ask lots of questions. We need to be curious. We want to learn. Very intuitive energy. So it's more about dedicating ourselves to what it is that we truly want in our life and focusing our energy there, channeling all that beautiful, fiery, sparky energy there. All right, let's pull a couple more. Yeah, okay, so it's definitely learning something new. And I'm not saying that you have to go to university. It can be a passion project, it can be something creative, it can be something you've always wanted to do, it could be that art class, the photography class, it could be learning, um, you know, cooking skills. Like, it could be anything. So it's not necessarily where you have to go and study for 5 years or something. But it's very much about having that curious energy, and that's coming through quite a lot. Asking lots of questions, wanting to know how things work, questioning things, not just taking things for face value. But I'm definitely feeling there's a transition coming up for everyone, that we're starting to, the last few years I feel have energetically have been quite heavy, as we're doing these upgrades. And I think the Six of Swords here is telling us that we're able to leave that past energy behind, and we're starting to move now into calmer waters. So things that felt heavy once will start to release, and we'll start to feel lighter in ourselves. So it's very much moving on to calmer waters and being able to release the baggage that we've probably been carrying around for, I want to say, two or 3 years. But then further back than that, obviously, we carry a lot with us on our journey. But this is very much about accepting the lessons that have come up for us, and we're starting to move into that calmer waters, that less turbulent time. So things should start to settle down. In terms of the past, the future, I feel like the cards are saying we're recovering, we're moving forward, we're reclaiming our personal power. And I love that the cards are saying, yeah, we've been through a lot. Things have, been quite heavy. And I'm not telling you that everything's going to be smooth sailing, because that's not life. But for me, the energy around this is very much about inner healing. And it's like we've reached this point now of we've done a lot of work, and we're getting to a really nice energetic phase in our life. It's very independent. It's very reclaiming kind of your own inner strength and power. Okay. There is a bit of energy around imposter syndrome. So we haven't quite reached that energy of the Queen of Wands upright, because we're maybe second guessing ourselves. We're worrying that we don't have all the skills, all the knowledge that is needed for these next steps. But I think the cards are saying that you actually do. You have so much inner strength that you just kind of almost self-sabotaging here, because the energy of the Eight of Pentacles, the Moon reverse, the Page of Swords, the Queen of Wands reverse, it's very much about trying to find that spark, trying to find what lights you up. And the only thing that kind of is holding you back here is your own self-belief. So it's a bit of self-sabotage. Okay, so it's time to make a decision. We've reached an impasse, and it's a bit of a stalemate. It's almost like, oh, I can't make this decision. I don't want to make it. Maybe if I ignore it, it'll go away. So I'm going to pull 2 cards on either side, 1 card on either side. And let's have a look. Yeah, okay. Okay, so this decision is very much based on, again, it's very much self-sabotage. It's like there's forward movement available to you. You're ready for this, but for some reason you're doubting yourself and what you're capable of. So it's very much doubting intuition, being insecure in your own self. But yourself, you're very very intuitive, very healing type energy. But there's a lack of movement here, and it's almost like you're not being accountable here. It's like if I stay in this stuck kind of stalemate decision, maybe things will just work itself out for me. Maybe the universe will step in and they'll guide me. And yeah, they can definitely guide you, but you got to get out of your own way. And this is what it feels like. You're very much in your own way. There's a beautiful energy around the cards, but there is that feeling of doubt and neglecting our own inner child. Let's be honest with ourselves. What is it that we want? What do we want to create here? Because I think we forget to ask ourselves this. I think we get so caught up in the day today that we really truly forget to ask ourselves, what is it that we really want? What makes us happy? What brings us joy? Okay, so after the heaviness of that, we've changed a little bit here. So the question I asked is, what do you want? What brings you joy? So the cards that come out are the Knight of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. So very much about, you're in this point of stalemate, so we're not being able to move forward. We're a bit stuck, and it's due mostly because we're not ready to take those steps, so we're kind of avoiding. So what comes up with the Four of Cups is very much about pulling back and starting to contemplate and reflect on what it is that we want in our life. So it's very much a card for reevaluation. We may be feeling unfulfilled. We may feel like we've missed opportunities in our life, and it's okay to sit in that feeling. It's okay to slow down and look back on the past and the present, and start to think about things that you want to bring into your world, into your reality. So I like the Four of Cups because it's very much a card for rest. So as irritating as it is, sometimes you are forced to rest. Whether it's sickness, whether it's just stalemate, things stalling, delays on things. But I always think if you're being told to, if things come up and you're needing to stop, that's probably a sign from spirit that, yeah, actually I do need to slow down here. Because sometimes we get so fixated on the future that what we anticipate it to look like, we don't want to get so fixated on that we don't see the real path, if that makes sense to you. The Nine of Pentacles is slow. It's practical. It's easygoing. It's very grounded, very committed energy. So it's almost like we need to slow down. Yeah, we're slowed down, but we need to ground ourselves here in this energy and allow things to start to come in. I have cards everywhere. Yeah, we're so close, guys. We're so close. So we've got the again, we've got that stall where we keep stalling. Why do we keep stalling? Why do we do that to ourselves? Why do we talk ourselves out of things? The Judgment in the reversed is here, and it's very much about unfinished lessons. So there's things that we still need to work on before we can get to that awakened stage, that stage of enlightenment, that stage of that aha moment. I get it now. We're so close. And I think the key here is the message of the cards is we need to trust ourselves. We're divine. We know we're divine human beings, and we're here for a reason, whatever that reason looks like, for individual people. But it's very much about ignoring your intuition, and doubting yourself, and things will come through and you're like, I don't get that, or I don't know how to work that out, or maybe I'm making things up. But that's your intuition trying to speak to you. So we're so close, and we're learning these lessons. So if things are starting to come up a lot for you, lots of reoccurring patterns, people, triggers, this is because you are so close to the Judgment card, which is very much about awakening. It's a wake-up call. It's a self-evaluation, and it comes along, and it's that little niggling voice in the back of your head, and it's trying to come through. And even in the reversal, it's still there, and it's still trying to come through. It's trying to get you on the path that you're meant to take. But there's a little bit of self-doubt. So please, we can flip these cards very easily, and the energy changes into this really passionate, fiery kind of let's go get it energy, which we absolutely can. So please trust your intuition, because this next path is full of love. And I don't necessarily mean romantic love. I mean love for yourself and understanding who you are at a core level. Your heart, your desires, your passions. Not who you are to your kids, to your grandparents, to your mum, your dad, your brother, your sister, your partner. Who you are to yourself. And this is what's coming up for us all. And I love ending on this card. It's the Ace of Cups. So it's very much about communication and relationships, and being open, being vulnerable, being honest, and allowing ourselves to actually feel things. Because I think a lot of the cards that come up are talking about suppressing kind of energy and not feeling into things. So this card is very much about feeling the emotions that come up. It is an ace, so it's a new beginning. So there is a lot of heavy energy there, but the light there is this Eight of Cups, and it's saying that we're getting so close to this new beginning, this opportunity in our relationships and with ourselves. It can be a new opportunity in career and things like that. But for me, the overall energy of the reading today is more related to self. Self-development, finding our passions, finding what lights us up, and that love, the love that we all deserve, that is coming up. Okay, well, I'll leave that there. Please let me know if that resonates with you. And as I said, it is a reading for the collective. So for some people, they might go, oh yes, this is spot on. Others might say, well, that does resonate, but that doesn't. That's okay. It is a reading for the collective. So there's a lot of different energies out there watching. So, all right, well, I'll leave it there. Please let me know if that resonated with you.